5, 4, 3, 2, showtime.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey everybody, Wesley, you're here.
Hi there, it's Kathy Coleman. Welcome to our show.
And welcome to our big experiment for our podcast. Oh my gosh, we're actually doing this. We've got the program, we had StreamYard set up. So this is going to be our test program to see how all the technology works, and hopefully I mean, we'll obviously learn more and more as we get going. And anyway, thank you guys for watching.
What are we going to talk about today?
I was thinking, why don't we start? Let's start at the very beginning. Let's start.
A very good place to start.
When you audition for the Crofts, it's ABC. You know?
When you end, it's what, do, re, mi?
Maybe, yeah, but no, it's 15 years later. So people are always asking, how do we get the job on Land of the Lost? And mine's a Hollywood story. Mine's a real Hollywood story. And Sid Croft actually has been repeating this story lately, and I've been very flattered. But when I was on Days of Our Lives for NBC, and one of my best friends, Bruce Ostrander, said, "Hey, listen, I'm going over to Sid Croft's house to go swimming." And Bruce was one of Sid's best friends. It turns out I just met Bruce, and I thought it was going to be a big party. Well, it was just like 5 of us. And so I go to Sid's house, and Sid lives in a house that you would hope Sid Croft would live in. It's like a hobbit house. It's in the middle of It's in the middle of a canyon in Los Angeles with 3 acres, and the fireplace, everything's all crooked and nooks and crannies, and almost like, just like it's magical. It really is magical with this parrot and the cats, and it's wonderful. So I go to Sid's house, and we're at the pool, and we're lounging around, and Sid said, we sat next to each other on the lounge chair all day, and we talked and talked. He said, "I talked to you all day." And he said, at the end of the day, he handed me a piece of paper. He said, "Look, this is the casting director's name. I have a new show, and you're perfect for it. Call her on Monday." And I called her on Monday. I went in and I met Sid Croft and Marty Croft and the executives of NBC. And Sid said, "You walked in," and they said, "It's yours." It was truly a Hollywood story. And since it was NBC, it was easy.
Look at you.
Look at that. Oh my God. That's a long time ago, I'll tell you, like 50 years. But I got the job, and that's how it all happened. It was just as simple as that. But how did you?
I remember my agent telling my mom, make sure to have her say that she's 12 years old, like as if this really made that big of a deal, right? But it was like, make sure she says 12. Well, I wasn't quite 12. I think I was shy about 2 or 3 weeks of being 12. And so, of course, I went in and told that big bold-faced lie of being 12.
I just been lying.
Right out the gate. I said, "I'm 12. I'm 12. And so by the time I got the show, I think I was 12. But anyway, so I went in on my first audition, and just like any other audition I went in on. And then my agent said, "You got a callback." So, okay, I went in to get a callback. I went on the callback interview. Well, normally by then.
Oh, look at that picture of you. Oh my God. You were so cute. Well, you are cute, but that is so beautiful. That's the Kathy that I remember who walked through the door.
So anyway, normally after a first callback, you pretty much have landed the job. But I went on 6 or 5 more after the second callback. And I mean, to the point where the guard at the gate where you enter to come onto the studio lot was like, "Hi there." Like we were like best friends with him. And then going into the room where like the Crofts were and the directors and other NBC executives and everything, we were just sitting on the carpet, just hanging out. And by then, of course, I was close and connected with Wesley. Yes. And Spencer had come in, and even Chaka, Phil Paley had, you know, I ran into him in the lobby one day and asked him, what are you doing here? And he said, I'm auditioning for a part on Land of the Lost. I was like, me too, me too.
You have to understand that Kathy and Phil knew each other before Land of the Lost. They'd actually done a Cheez-Its commercial playing brother and sister in the back of a what was a Volkswagen thing car?
Right.
Car
This
with,
one's my Shakey's commercial.
That's Shakey's, yeah.
That's the very first job I ever did when I came to LA.
And of course, Phil was only 10 years old. He was the youngest black belt in karate, and his teacher was Chuck Norris. And he went on the Tonight Show with Chuck Norris, and Phil was like this tall, and Chuck Norris is up here, and Johnny's up here. And you can go on YouTube and see it, but Phil flips Johnny Carson over, and Johnny's like in terror. He runs over to Ed McMahon and goes, "Oh, protect me!" But that's how Phil got the job, because I think the producers, Sid Marty, saw him on TV and said, "That could be our Monkey Boy." Because I think, from what I heard, they were thinking that that Chaka was going to be one of the little people, an actor. But when they saw Phil Paley, they said that kid could be the monkey.
And it was weird. Like every week I used to go on interviews. And so every time you go on an interview, there's like a little office that you walk into. And there's all these other, you know, kid actors that are of your, you know, genre, like your equals, you know, that look like you, like a Kim Richards or even Jodie Foster or Christy McNichol. Or Helen Hunt. I would see all these kinds of girls on these interviews, and depending on whether they were looking for a brother or something, right, I would run into all the little boy actors. So when I saw Phil, it was like, wow, this is crazy. You know, we're here on an interview together, and then we're actually up for the same show. So
and they had me reading with Kat. We read together.
Absolutely.
It was really important for the Crofts to make sure that the family, that we had chemistry. So Sid said that when they cast me, they cast Spencer because, first of all, Spencer and I had great chemistry together, but he looked like me. That's why Spencer has that. We both have the same hair.
And we all have the blue eyes.
Blue eyes, but we all, you know, we all fit together. And what's amazing is they did a really great job of casting because, as I said before, Kathy's not just my TV sister, but she's become my best friend and my real life sister in the real world. So the casting was really great.
They didn't just match our eyes, they matched our hearts. And that really, I mean, that comes through the screen. You can see that we all are made from, you always say this to me.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. No, stop it.
We're all made from the same, we're cut from the same cloth. And we truly are.
Listen, we actually do the Star Trek convention every year. And we're the only show other than Star Trek they allow in because of our writers were David Gerald, who wrote Trouble with Tribbles, and Walter Koenig. Chekhov created Enoch, and DC Fontana and Mike Westmore did the monsters. He did the Star Trek monsters. But Kathy and I, because it's the only show we have to go and we have to pay for our own hotel room. So we split a hotel room. So for a whole week, Kathy and I are in the same hotel room, separate beds.
We have it down to a science.
We do. Anyway, we have a great time. But the chemistry with Kathy was just amazing. And there was also something, you were up for another show that you auditioned that week, Run, Joe, Run, right?
Right. And it was 150 girls went on this initial audition. And then, of course, just like Land of the Lost, they had a callback. Well, when I got picked for the callback, it was down now from that 150 to 2. And it was myself and Christy McNichol. And she wound up getting it. I really wanted that job because there was a German Shepherd in it. And I wanted to be able to play with the dog on the set. But I didn't get it. And I was bummed. But had I got that, it was only for one episode. I would have been shooting it that Wednesday. Because the second callback was on Monday. It would have been shooting on Wednesday. Well, Wednesday was the day I auditioned for Land of the Lost. Land of the Lost, that door that opened for that audition has changed my life immensely. I mean, I have got this whole new family, this wonderful world that opened to me of all these people I've met and the joy and love that's been shared between all of us. It's fabulous. Yeah. It's a gift from God.
And recently we did an autograph show. It's a Teen Idol autograph show with Greg Evigan and Chris Atkins but Christy McNichol and Jimmy were there, and Kathy surprised me. So all of us, it all came full circle recently at this big event. But it truly is a great joy that Kathy is my sister and that we've continued this relationship for 50 years.
And you, my big brother,
I know.
like a real big brother. I go to him with all my issues and problems, and he helps me work through them. And look at us.
Listen, we
I love
we have more fun together. Getting in the yellow raft and getting everybody all with their life jackets and oars and screaming and going over the waterfall.
And we have like this weird thing like twins have. We can actually like use very few words and we know exactly what each one of us the other is thinking. It's really bizarre how we know how to do that.
It is. Well, listen, welcome to our first attempt at this.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we want to keep it brief because you know what, podcasts, can go on and on and on, but we want to just share little stories, hopefully each week or however this works out to be. So please go to YouTube, subscribe, and let us know what you think, and we will make some adjustments, and hopefully we'll have guests on in the future. But thank you so much not just for watching this, but thank you so much for
the life you've given us, Thank you.
all the support we've had in the past, and we just want to say, well, Enoch said it. Enoch would reach out.
We can do it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Okay, ready?
Galactic.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you next time.